Dans le cadre des ateliers de restitution du projet Slafnet, nous avons la chance d'accueillir le professeur NYANTO Salvatory de l'université de Dar es Salaam, qui est un historien et qui travaille sur les questions d'esclavage et de christianisme en Tanzanie, et qui est aussi l'assistant du vice-chancellor de l'université de Dar es Salaam. So, NYANTO, we have been very pleased to welcome you in Nice during this 2 days workshop. I'm very honored that you accepted to come to visit us and also to exchange with the colleagues from the Slafnet network, and also to introduce your work and the projects that we have in Dar es Salaam in November. So please, could you give us your feelings after these 2 days workshops?
First of all, really thank you so much. Exceedingly humbled and grateful to have an invitation to be here in Nice. It's also been quite an honor and privilege for the University of Dar es Salaam in general and the Department of History in particular, that this also marks the beginning of collaborations in terms of research, knowledge and teaching, and knowledge exchange endeavors. This 2-day conference has, to a larger extent, been productive and also intellectually engaging session. So I have learned a great deal of the Slafnet projects, especially the dialogue and its aspiration of maintaining dialogue between Africa and Europe. So it is through dialogue between researchers in Africa and also researchers in Europe where the problems facing today in Africa, where issues relating to slavery can definitely be addressed, can also definitely be approached, and therefore coping mechanism of how to help societies and coping mechanism on how these challenges are to be handled can rightfully be met. So it's also been quite an inspiration, not only to me in particular, but also to the participants. I have a very strong conviction that all participants who have been here with us here in Nice for this 2-day conference have learned a great deal and have enjoyed like I have done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was very important actually to do this kind of restitution workshop because we are leading to the end of the project, so it was an opportunity for us to exchange, make an overview of the work was done, but also to invite new colleagues to integrate the network, and especially because the work you are doing in Tanzania is very interesting and very important, and especially also because you will host soon a conference on slavery studies in Dar es Salaam, and Slafnet is part of the project. So maybe you could tell us a bit about on that, please.
So as I said, that although this project ends this month, and although this conference marks the end of the Slafnet project, it does not diminish our courage of further collaborations. So for me, I find this network quite important, and it therefore marks the beginning of our future collaborations. And this is also manifested in terms of the conference that we shall be holding at the University of Dar es Salaam. And this conference is also organized at the University of Dar es Salaam in collaboration with the Slafnet project and its networks of scholars in Europe, but also in African institutions. It is also organized in collaboration with the University College London, as well as the Department of History of Ghent University, and the patronage of the project on the aftermath of slavery in East Africa. So I find more opportunities and more avenues for Slafnet network of scholars here in Nice, in Europe, as well as in Africa, to collaborate on slavery and post-slavery in modern African history. So for us at the University of Dar es Salaam, it's also been an honor and privilege to host such an important conference, because for more than 60 years of teaching and learning, research and innovation and public service at the University of Dar es Salaam, to the best of my knowledge, we have not organized a conference on slavery and post-slavery studies. So for us, it is really an honor, and it therefore places the University of Dar es Salaam within the larger networks of scholars, within the larger networks of Slafnet project, within the larger network of AFRAP, and also within the larger network of the aftermath of slavery in East African project.
Thank you very much, NYANTO. Just before to finish, you during the workshop you said something very important about the use of Kiswahili during the conference. That it's also not only a means of communication, but also a means for other colleagues and to feel fully involved in the conference and to disseminate this knowledge towards the larger public, not only academic, but also broader. Okay. So please, could you a bit insist on that, because I think it is a crucial point.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before, I think it is also important to keep in mind that it was not so long ago, Kiswahili was also declared as a working language of the African Union. And Kiswahili is also widely spoken in sub-Saharan Africa, and in Tanzania it is also used as a lingua franca, but also a medium of instruction in colleges, but also in secondary schools. So as a means of disseminating knowledge, we researchers tend to write in languages that are known, in international languages, especially French and English. And of course, there is no doubt that Kiswahili is also an international language. But of course, this also poses a challenge to communities. In most cases, as researchers, we would also like to have the results of our research, the findings that we get from the research, reach the intended community. So it was in cognizance of this importance, we also found it imperative that we use Kiswahili as also a means of disseminating knowledge to the wider public. We know, and we also have a strong conviction that by using Kiswahili, then we'll also be engaging, we'll also bring together the community in a dialogue of slavery and post-slavery in modern African history. And this is what we have decided, that presenters are therefore free to submit their abstracts in English, to submit their abstracts in French, as well as submitting abstracts in Kiswahili. And they will therefore be free to present their research findings in Kiswahili, in French, and English. So the rationale of embarking on Swahili is to ensure that we disseminate the knowledge and we reach the wider public.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, NYANTO. I think it is very important. Thank you very much for your contribution. We were delighted to have you with us in Nice. And hopefully we will meet very soon in Dar es Salaam.
I also thank you so much. It's also been quite an honor and privilege to be here. So specifically thanking so much for your moral and material support. And I would rightly say that had it not been your encouragement, had it not been your moral and material support, I wouldn't have been here. And of course, I know this you have done all this under the umbrella of Slafnet. So I thank you so much as the leader of the Slafnet project for making my presence here. I also hope to meet you at the University of Dar es Salaam and welcome in Tanzania and welcome at the University of Dar es Salaam.
Merci beaucoup, NYANTO.
Thank you so much.
Tutaonana tena.
Asante, karibu sana.
Asante.